If you're tired of the standard business and marketing fundamentals, frameworks, and funnels, you need a little mischief. Get ready to turn up the volume on the CEO Mischief Maker podcast, where you access conversations with seasoned business owners who have smashed through mindset barriers, innovated the standard boring business and marketing playbooks, and executed future-paced strategies with bleeding-edge tools and tactics to micro-fail their way into massive success and growth. We are Mindset Impact Strategic Catalysts helping innovative entrepreneurs focus. We are CEO Mischief Makers. Ready to make a little mischief? I get to chat with, I have been following this lady for probably at least, I would say 6 years, I think, when I first started in chatbots, or a little bit after chatbots, a little bit after 2017. We've been in each other's worlds. But if you're watching the video, you'll see on the screen this beautiful lady, Jessika Phillips. Hello there.
Hey, how are you? I'm so glad we're finally getting ready to have this chat. It's been long overdue.
Yes, I cannot wait to share all the amazing things that you've been doing. So start off with those in the audience who might not know you, kind of tell us who you are and what you do.
Sure. My name is Jessika Phillips. I'm from a small town called Lima, Ohio, not Lima, Peru. But I have a relationship marketing agency called Now Marketing Group, where we live by the mission to help people love more, give more, and be more through the art of authentic relating. And we just show up to help them manage their social media, build repeat referral relationships with their clients through web design, all the things you can do with online marketing. And I also host Social Media Week Lima, which is an annual conference that happens in June, all around just relationship marketing.
Speaking my language, absolutely. That's the reason I've been in your world for a while. I agree 100%. It's really amazing how when you actually start thinking of marketing as relationships, not just selling, how it really all opens up. So let's start there. So how long, first off, how long have you had your group, your marketing group? How long have you been in business?
I call it my fourth daughter because I'm a mom of 3 teenagers, and now Marketing Group is a teenager because we just celebrated 13 years. We started in March 2010. So I have to say, so far, knock knock on my wood desk here, it has not been as difficult with the teenage years with the business, but it's always evolving, right? So, but yeah, I started in March 2010.
Oh my gosh. Yes. So take me through a little bit, because the biggest shift that I see people needing to make, that is usually the most difficult, is that whole mindset idea to go from being a freelancer and someone who trades their time for money and does a certain task for a certain price
Yeah.
to actually building a business. So can you take me
Yeah.
through that first mindset shift that you had that actually allowed you to do that? Because most of us are accidental agency owners, right? We have a skill, we
Yes.
can do something, and people start asking us to do it for them. Is
Yep.
that how you happened, or did it happen differently for you?
Um, I would say it wasn't by accident. I think the niche is like if the itch is there for you, it's always going to be there. But unfortunately, sometimes it does take a big roadblock or a big challenge that comes into your life in order for us to actually make that change. It's kind of like you said, an accidental or a forced change. For me, I had actually worked in corporate America for many years. I worked in telecommunications, and I had worked my way up the normal way you would through the company ladder, right? The corporate ladder, from customer service rep to sales rep to then store manager, and then I became a distribution partner, and I was growing my family while I was growing my career. And it was a challenging thing to do because it was at the time when technology was changing so fast in mobile, as well as just the way that we do business, because social media was just coming out. I thought I actually had my forever job when I was working in telecommunications. I loved working with people. I loved working with technology. So it was a perfect blend. But I ended up getting, with my third daughter when I was pregnant, getting really, really sick. And I had something called hyperemesis, which I never heard of before. But it's really where it's like morning sickness on steroids. Like I could not stop getting sick. And that my job required me to travel, a distribution partner for this company. I was supposed to travel to local mom and pop shops and help them set up their company with the marketing and learn our technology and help them market with no marketing budget because it was a lot of mom and pop shops and things that I was working with. Well, when I got sick though, I couldn't work. I was put in the hospital for 8 out of the 9 months. And that was that moment though when I was in this hospital room that things started coming together for me because one, the company that I had given so much to, they said, "Hey, we can't hold your position for you because we don't know how long you're going to be sick. So we're going to let you go because we're growing rapidly and we don't want to pay you while paying somebody else to do this job," which was devastating to me because I was a top sales performer and everything and loved the people I worked with. So that was devastating. But while in the hospital, the relationships that I had formed with the people that I was working with, those mom and pop shops, since they didn't have a marketing budget, I had tried to work with them on setting up social media channels for them to market themselves. So I was still getting phone calls in, though they had no idea what had happened with me because it's not something the company I don't think wanted to promote. Like, hey, we just fired this gal that's pregnant and sick, and they didn't want to share that with them. So these companies were coming to me though still for social media help, and they felt comfortable doing so. So a light bulb went off. One, the light bulb went off of, hey, this is a real need for businesses right now and something that they can really take advantage of because people love the mom and pop slash like people that care businesses that are just showing up as themselves. And two, I don't want to work for a corporate job anymore that doesn't care about me as a human when I'm sick. So that's when I decided to start Now Marketing Group. Was at that moment after I had my daughter, I was like, you know what? They had offered me my job back, by the way, after I was well. And I was like, yeah, no, thanks. But
Yeah.
that was that moment where it was like, you know what? This itch was already inside of me to really do things differently anyway, because I wasn't supposed to be setting up social media sites for these companies and helping them in that way, but I wanted to truly help them. And two, I was like, this isn't how business should be done anyway. This isn't how you should treat your people, both with who work for you as well as the people that you're serving. Because the mindset had shifted in the corporate job with telecommunications of like, sell, sell, sell. It doesn't matter what kind of budget they have, just sell them on 3 accessories per person and this level plan. And it was just more of a sales mentality without the care of people. So I just kind of wrote out my own manifesto and decided to start the agency then with the thought of doing business differently. That's all I knew. I wanted to make it about relationships at the forefront of business and the relationships through all of it, through who we're hiring, who we're working with, and how we're showing up, and having a balance of family and work, which I don't believe that there is a even work-life balance, but I think that you
Mhm.
can have a balance in your life, nonetheless, though, to how we show up as to maintain our humanity at the end of the day.
Yeah, definitely. Wow, what a story. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think there's necessarily balance. It's really all a matter of choices at the particular moment
Mm-hmm.
and the particular
Yeah,
time and seasons. There's seasons, there's all kinds of things.
seasons is a good way.
It's
Yep.
really, yeah, it's really a
Mm-hmm.
choice. Yeah, it's not a
Correct.
balance. We only have a certain amount of time. We can only do one thing
Mm-hmm.
at a time, even though we all like to try and do many. But yeah, we have to make choices. But I want to go back to when you said I wanted to do business differently. It's coming from
Mm-hmm.
a corporate position.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what made you shift from I'm going to find another job that actually has this manifesto in that company to I want to actually build a company with this manifesto? That's a major shift because going from
Yeah.
a corporate position is very different from building a business.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Because I left like 6-figure job, I had the company car, the all the perks and security, quote unquote, that we think that we
Hmm.
have by maintaining that to starting off. on our own, and honestly kind of paying to work really to get started. Because I was the breadwinner. I had 3 kids now at this time, and no insurance, nothing, right? Like, so I think the mindset shift was more a place of grit. Honestly, it was one part of it. It was like, no, I want to create something that I want to be part of. I have always worked since I was like 8 years old. I've had multiple jobs. Like I always loved working, and I hadn't found that place though that I really truly wanted to be part of. So it was like, the saying, create what you want to be part of, was one of the reasons why. Too, I thought, ignorantly at the time, that you could create a job and then you would be in charge of your own schedule, and all the things that some people think that entrepreneurship means, which is quite the opposite. So if I'm honest, that was part of it too. But truly though, it just became this thing that I think was, as soon as I started the idea of it, it was just this calling I felt inside. Like, I know that I can do this. And I had almost blinders on, to where it was like it was going to happen regardless. Um, and I didn't realize how rapidly it would grow. But I think it was because of that grit and that clarity of just listening, because I had that pause moment in the hospital by myself, that I had the opportunity to listen more to my gut and write it out, and then follow through with it. I think oftentimes we don't pause enough to actually reflect on what we already innately know and what's already innately like inside of us, that if we just took a moment to listen to it and to hear our own selves out and to what we're already capable of, and then just see it through, we let so much other noise get in our head. So I think it was honestly a blessing in disguise that I had that pause time and could really kind of see things through to that, to what I knew it could be.
Okay, hold on. If your mindset was shifted, you were inspired to innovate, and you were spurred into action, don't just move on with your day. Focus, my friend, and take a few minutes to visit CEOmischiefmaker.com to learn more about the value that was shared with you today. Please act now and create some CEO mischief of your own.